Hello everyone and welcome to today's Wild Rift video. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know about the new champion, Zilean. Zilean has stormed the Rift ever since his release. He's one of the best champions to play right now in the current meta. If you can get your hands on him, he's banned pretty much in every single one of my games. I've only played 2 games of him so far, but he has been so powerful. I've been seeing so many different people try and play different builds with Zilean, like AP Zilean, Tank Zilean. Those are the wrong ways to play Zilean. You want to play Zilean as a full enchanter support, and I'll explain all the abilities, what abilities you should be maxing, and how to benefit from all the abilities and the item build right at the end. So first, let's take a look at the abilities. The passive is pretty straightforward. There's nothing too crazy, quite a lot of text, but basically you gain experience throughout the game, and then every so often you can give experience over to another champion on your team. This can actually sometimes get you level 2 quite early on in the game. It's very possible. It's happened a few times when I played Zilean. It also can help you try and reach level 5 sooner so you can get your ultimate sooner. Overall, the passive is not really that impactful, but it gives your team a bit of extra experience, a bit of extra, value to be able to upgrade your abilities a bit sooner than the enemy champions. It can work in some ways. Most of the time, like I said, it's not really that valuable. Now onto his first ability, Time Bomb. This is really all to do with your main damage. There's no other damage that's in Zilean's kit except from his first ability. But it's one of the reasons why you don't actually want to build Zilean full damage, because the only damage you do have is from the Time Bomb. But for me, Time Bomb is used for its utility, for its stun, for its crazy crowd control that you can deal to multiple enemy champions. And that's why every time you have this ability up and available, you need to make sure you have 2 stacks. Don't use this ability when you're only on 1 stack, because you will waste this ability. You need to wait until you have 2 stacks and use it to try and stun enemy champions, and use that for the utility. So as you can see, you can toss a time bomb to a target location. The bomb will either stick on the first unit that comes into surrounding area, so this can stick onto minions and monsters, so you do need to be a little bit careful when aiming this ability. Sometimes you will misplace this ability, so it's usually very good to use this as a follow-up to other champions crowd control like Nautilus and Lux, for example. And then placing a second bomb on the same target will then stun the champion for 1.5 seconds and do that burst damage straight away. Now, the great thing about Zilean in Wild Rift is that you already have 2 stacks of your first ability as early as level 1. If I reset my level here, you'll see that if I level up my first ability first, which you always want to do at level 1, you have 2 bombs straight away. In PC League, you normally have to use this double bomb strategy with your third ability, but Wild Rift, they've completely changed the way that you play Zilean, the way that the first ability works. So you can actually use these 2 bombs as early as level 1 and get an early stun off straight away. But now with the cooldown, as you can see, I now have 1 charge, so I can use that 1 charge if I want to, but it will keep charging every single time, and it's a maximum of 2 charges. So you can see I have 1 stack now, and then I can wait until I get 2 stacks and then get the double bomb off straight away, just like that. So again, you want to make sure that you wait when you use your first ability. You wait until you have 2 stacks, because again, 1 stack of bomb, your main purpose is to not deal damage. You want to wait for 2 stacks of your first ability and then use the stun instead. Stop wasting your first ability. Stop pressing it every single time it's available, because you are wasting so much value that you can bring to team fights with Zilean. On to the second ability now. In my opinion, this is the most broken ability out of every single one of them. We now have the movement speed buff from the PC League third ability onto the second ability, as well as a shield, and also you can reduce the cooldown of your abilities and the closest allies' abilities as well. So this ability is so powerful. You can also increase your projectile speed as well. This ability is absolutely crazy, and it's one of the reasons why Enchanter Support is so powerful. This ability has a very low cooldown, as you can see, 4.6 seconds later on, so it's basically a 4-second cooldown. You'll be able to use this ability over and over again, give you a bunch of movement speed, your closest ally a bunch of movement speed, and help with your cooldowns as well. So when you're using this ability, again, just make sure that you're standing as close to your AD carry as possible. Of course, if they're in danger, then try not to stand close to them. But as I mentioned, your second ability is always going to target the closest enemy. So it doesn't matter if you're standing, if you're standing here and you want to focus this target dummy that might be your AD carry, it will always focus the closest ally that's next to you. Kind of similar to like Janna's third ability, for example. So positioning is also going to be very important for Zilean to make sure that you use your second ability close to your AD carry, because you will be building items like Ardent Sensor, Staff of Flowing Water, and also Harmonic Echoes. So you need to make sure you stand close to AD carry and use your second ability on your AD carry most of the time. Now, a quick tip for you when using your first and your second ability. Of course, you want to use your second ability to get 2 bombs off as quick as possible. There is 2 ways that you can combo your first ability and your second ability. You can use your second ability first to increase the projectile speed of your first ability, like this. You can do second to first ability, just like that. But when you do this, you're actually wasting a little bit of time before you can use the second version, as you can see, of the double time bomb again. So most of the time, what I like to do is I like to use my first ability first, like my double bomb, and then use my second ability afterwards. The projectile speed can make a big difference, and if you want to get a quick stun off, if you think a champion's going to dash or flash away, then you can use your second ability and then your first ability to make sure you throw the bombs out much quicker. However, you can do it in this way, where you throw your first ability twice and then use your second ability. And what this does is this will actually get you closer to using your first ability again. As you can see, the time is, there's like a 1 second difference, I would say, between using your second ability first and then your first ability for the improved increased projectile speed, or using your first ability first and then your second ability to get the increased cooldown. So I think making sure that you use your first ability first. You could also just use like 1 stack of your first ability and then speed up and then use your second one. That's another way that you can do it. That might actually be one of the best ways to do it. You see, use 1 stack of your first ability and the second one will have the increased projectile speed, and you'll still benefit from throwing out double bombs like I just mentioned, because you're not going to get 2 stacks before you get 1. So 1 bomb out, then you can maybe wait a little bit, use your second ability, and the second bomb can quickly catch them right at the end. So there are multiple different ways in which you can use your first and your second ability. I would just say it's not worth to use your second ability and just throw out both your bombs like this, because the time between you using your second ability and you throwing your first bomb, you're going to waste that in terms of the cooldown reduction you might be getting with your second ability. But in general, you want to just spam this ability as much as possible. Like, look at the movement speed you get. It's absolutely crazy how much movement speed that you can give to yourself and also an allied champion. Of course, you give them the ability haste as well at the same time. On to the third ability. This is a new ability to Wild Rift with Zilean, and honestly, it is pretty damn powerful. You create a time-bending force field for a few seconds, and while within that force field, enemy champions are slowed, as well as their projectiles. Big thing that people don't know, a lot of people were highlighting like, oh, the projectile slow is so OP. People don't know that this actually slows enemy champions as well. So if you're trying to kite back, if a Renekton or a Kha'Zix is trying to jump onto you, you can use this third ability as a kiting tool to try and run away, and also makes it a little bit easier for you to land your first ability or double bomb to be able to get the stun off much quicker. The only downside to this ability is that you can only cast it on yourself. It's only going to cast around you like this. You can't actually aim this ability anywhere you want to. Like, I can't aim it to where this Garen is, or I can't aim it to where the target dummy is. You can only use it underneath you, which again is more of a supportive way to use this ability rather than using it aggressively. You can use it aggressively, in like PC League, you can use the third ability to slow enemy champions aggressively, but in Wild Rift, it's just a slow just in front of you. So you need to make sure that you use this at the right time to slow enemy champions, and you can, you could do something where you throw out double bombs like this, and then use your second ability right on top of them. Like, you walk up, you use your third ability like this, which I did do a few times in my gameplay. I was using the bombs, and then whilst they're stunned, I then use my third ability, and it makes it very difficult for them to try and walk or flash away. That is a way you can do it, but also that puts you in a very dangerous spot. But again, with the movement speed that you get with your second ability, again, that's going to be very powerful. As you can see, the second ability also reduces the cooldown of your third ability, so you'll be able to use your third ability more often as well. You can see there, reduce it by quite a few seconds. But overall, very strong ability. You can also slow things like Misfortune Ultima, Thresh Hook, Thresh Nautilus hook as well. Projectiles counts as hooks, so Blitzcrank hook, for example. So it's just overall very, very strong for laning phase to allow you to win in laning phase and make it easier to dodge abilities. But also is very strong during team fights. Again, it works as a great zoning control because enemies don't want to walk inside of your third ability. And then lastly, we have the ultimate. Same as PC League. Basically, you place a rune or you place a target on an ally champion or yourself, and if they die, they come back to life. Whilst they're coming back to life, they're untargetable, they're invulnerable. So you're basically giving someone a free guardian angel. And this cooldown in the late game, like look at this cooldown in the late game. If I go to my maximum level here, and if I get all my points into my ultimate has a 30-second cooldown in the late game. And this is why support Zilean is so powerful. My second ability is only on, what, like a 4-second cooldown? The first ability comes up quite often. The third ability is very powerful. And the ultimate is a 28-second cooldown in the late game. 28 seconds. And the great thing as well is if you put this on a champion and if it doesn't proc, like say here for example, the target dummy is not going to die, you actually get refunded some of that cooldown back. So if you use your ultimate and if that ally champion doesn't die, it's going to go down to like a 20-second cooldown. So you can use this so often during fights. And this for me is the biggest game changer with Zilean. You know, using this on your AD carry, again, you're there to keep your AD carry alive. Your utility with your second ability and your third ability is going to be absolutely huge. If someone jumps on you like a Kha'Zix, a Diana, someone tries to one-shot your AD carry, just ultimate them straight away. And it also allows your allies to also play more aggressively as well. Say a Gnar is trying to jump in, a Jax is trying to jump in, and you're trying to do a huge bunch of burst damage, but that Gnar's getting focused. You ultimate onto that Gnar, he comes back to life, and then he has his cooldowns back up again, so he could jump away or even jump back in to deal a lot of damage. So overall, this ultimate is very, very powerful. The cooldown should be nerfed on this. I think the cooldown, the ultimate, and the second ability should be nerfed. I think the other two abilities are quite fine, but the reason why Enchanter Zilean and why this build works is because of the second ability and, of course, the ultimate as well. The cooldowns of these abilities are just way too low in my opinion. Way too low. There's not really any combos for Zilean. You know, Zilean is kind of just a champion that you just need to make sure you work around your first ability. Again, I see so many people using his first ability when he only has 1 bombs. Wait, be patient, wait for wait for your allies to try and land some crowd control, wait for enemies to kind of make a mistake and walk forward, and then use your double bombs. You don't need to rush. Again, your purpose is to not deal damage. Your purpose is to keep your team alive and use your first ability for more utility rather than damage. In terms of leveling order, as I already mentioned, at level 1, you always want to go for your first ability. You having 2 charges of your first ability at level 1 is completely broken. If you somehow go into a 2v2 fight in bot lane around like these river bushes, for example, these lane bushes, if you get into an early 2v2 fight, you have your double bombs at level 1. You could use this to stun a champion, do crazy amount of damage at level 1. So it's very, very powerful. Then level 2, you're going for your second ability and then your third ability. Your second ability, of course, to lower the cooldown of your first ability so you can use this more often. You have to be a little bit careful of mana in the early game. Mana isn't great before you buy your lucidity boots, so just be a little bit careful of your mana. But again, the shielding, the movement speed, reducing the ability cooldown of your abilities and your dual lane abilities, he's just way too OP. Now, you might be thinking, you know, Stuart, you're building, you know, support Zilean. You're building this utility Zilean build. Surely you want to max the second ability, right? For me, no. For me, it's always max the first ability. I don't really like maxing the second ability. I mean, the cooldown goes down, the shield goes up, the movement speed goes up. That's great. But the big thing about the first ability is the base damage increase is absolutely huge. So you can actually kind of deal a bit more damage if you want to. The stun duration goes up. But the big thing is the charge time. Again, having your first ability up as much as possible, the 2 stacks up as much as possible, allows you to be that playmaking support that you want to be. The charge time on your first ability going down is absolutely huge. Really, really good. And of course, the base damage makes a huge difference. It goes up by nearly double every single level, from 75 to 150, 225, and 300. But then you just want to make sure you max your second ability second. I think the values that you get in the early game already, you know, the movement speed, 40 movement speed is already a lot. 80 shield is already a lot during the early game. And once you get a few items and a few levels, then you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to get even more value from your second ability. So for me, I always max the first ability. There is an argument that you can max your second ability instead, but again, I'd much rather be a playmaker and support, and I'd much rather my second ability go off cooldown a little bit more. Again, your second ability doesn't reduce the cooldown of other abilities. The ability haste that you get and the cooldown that you get on your other abilities stays the same. If the cooldown, this is the cooldown of the ability itself, but if the cooldown went down of your other abilities when you use your second ability, then I can warrant, you know, maxing the second ability first. But for me, it's always going to be the first ability for playmaking. Then max your second ability, and then your third ability. Leveling up your third ability is completely pointless. It's just a slow. That's it. Like, there's no point touching this ability. Just put 1 point in your third ability, and that's about it. That's about all you need for that. But that's everything. That's pretty much the basics. Zilean's not really a difficult champion to play. Again, your main skill shot and your main skill expression is all about your first ability. You know, making sure that you can aim your first ability is very important. But again, you have to be very careful, because sometimes you can miss your first ability and hit minions instead. If you hit a minion and if you can't get that double stun off, then sometimes it's worth waiting until you get 2 stacks again. So that's very important. But Zilean most of the time could be followed up by other things as well, as my logging credentials just expired. But I'll quickly show you the build as well. The build is going to be, as I mentioned, full supported build. Like, this is okay. That is not the build. I have not updated this. The build is ancient coin for as much ability haste as possible. You then want to go for harmonic echo because it's the most broken support item. Ardent sensor if you're with attack speed AD carries. Then starfall flowing water. And then Protector's Vow. And of course, you want Lucidity Boots as well. It's basically the same as every other support. Again, people are suggesting Redemption. This item does not give you healing and shielding value anymore. And it scales more off your base health, off your maximum health. So if you're building Redemption with support items, it doesn't work. There's not really a lot more max health that you're getting with these other support items. So Redemption in itself is just not that strong, not worth it. Obviously, Lucidity Boots is very broken in terms of boots upgrades. Most of the time, I would probably go for either Locket or Veil Enchant, depending if there's any crowd control or anything on the enemy team. But yeah, Harmonic Echo is just extremely broken. You know, moving and casting abilities builds up harmony. Of course, you gain more movement speed with your second ability, so you're building up harmony even more. Every time you use your second ability, you're healing a bunch. You're giving over a crazy amount of healing. Ardent Sensor, of course, gives you attack speed and your allies attack speed. Starfall of Flowing Water, and then Protector's Vow. These are the only 4 items in the game now that gives you the healing and shielding power, which again is going to increase your second ability by quite a bit. A lot of people are getting the runes wrong as well. I'm seeing Arcane Comet. I'm seeing Glacial Augment. Just run Airy. Like I said, Zilean is an enchanter. Just run Airy. You could do a bit of damage with your first ability if you want to and still do poke damage. Glacial Augment is so like stuck behind your first ability. If you don't land both the parts of your first ability, if you don't land a stun, then Glacial Augment becomes completely useless. Arcane Comet you don't want to do either, because Arcane Comet, if you only land 1 bomb, then someone can just walk away anyway and escape. And again, it's very focused on making sure that you land both of your first abilities. You land the stun on your first ability on your bombs. So again, Summon Airy, a lot more reliable, better and safe to play. Frontal Life, I think, is very powerful because the Frontal Life can proc off your first ability, can be followed up by your AD carry. Bone Plating, of course, for survivability. Revitalize can be switched. You can build something like Perseverance if you get a lot of crowd control, but Revitalize, again, just improves your healing and shielding value with this supportive style. And then Transcendence, again, we want a lot of ability haste with our build. We want to make sure that we use our second ability as much as often and our first ability as much often. We're just spamming the abilities over and over again. Again, be a little bit patient on your first ability, but your second ability you can just keep spamming over and over again in the late game, because once you get Lucidity Boosts, once you get that mana regeneration on top of the maximum mana you get from Harmonic Echo, it's just going to mean that you can keep spamming your abilities over and over again. And then for your summon spells, I do like Ignite. I don't mind Ignite for like trading early on, but you can go for heal as well if you want to play a little bit more passive. But Ignite if you want to play a bit more aggressive and want to go for the early 2v2 trades. In terms of early game, like Zilean's damage is not great, but again, at level 1, you having 2 bombs at level 1 just gives you so much power in the early game. But the real power is where when it comes into the mid and late game, you've given a ton of movement speed over to your closest ally. You you being able to use your third ability to create this zone control from enemy champions. And your ultimate is probably one of the most broken ultimates in the game. So very, very powerful. But hopefully this taught you a thing or two about Zilean. Again, this is the only way that you should be playing Zilean right now. I don't think Zilean mid lane is really a thing. There's a lot of problems with Zilean mid lane. His bombs don't really work very well off of minions. You can't really clear the wave. Again, you can't target your third ability against an enemy champion, so you're only doing an AoE third ability around you, which if you're against other mages, it doesn't help you at all. And your second ability is more to do with utility and giving over something to your nearest ally rather than yourself. But yeah, overall, this champion is very, very strong. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't get hotfix nerfed. I'm going to show you a gameplay now from one of my games on the stream. Again, I've only played a couple of games with him, so I haven't been able to, unfortunately, get more gameplay. But hopefully this one gameplay will just show you the power of Zilean and the power of really saving your first ability and making sure that timing is crucial. So hopefully enjoy, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
You are on the mirrored side of the map. The lanes are swapped. Welcome to Wild.
I do go Enchanter and not AP. AP feels better. I don't like AP on Zilean. I don't think you're really there to be a carry. You're more there for the CC and for the utility with ulti. And just giving your team a bunch of speed ups. Like the W is so broken. W is crazy broken. Also, ulti has like crazy cooldown later on. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I didn't know they were in that. That's fine, got our bone playing.
Make haste. One, three. The way is always the same. All in good time.
How put OP is that, by the way? We get level 2 before them. We get level 2 before them because of passive. How OP is that? What the fuck is going on? Oh my god. Oh my god. What did I just watch? What did I just watch? Lux flashed forward and missed everything. I have no mana. My Lux flashed forward and missed everything. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to use that. Can I just move my camera? I don't think the passive makes too much of a difference, to be honest. Maybe I do need to use W before Q. Maybe the plan is I do use W before Q. For the increased cast speeds. Keep tanking, keep tanking. I have ulti. I have ulti. Oh, he should have kept tanking. That's fine. No, we got a kill. Still good. Go back and get CDR boots. How's Lux doing mids? Flashing, missing every skill shot again? Where are we? Harmonic Echo. Yeah, maybe I should WQ. Kind of need to wait for Jin W to land though, to be honest.
Enemy missing.
Kind of hard, to be honest.
Middle turret is under attack.
Make haste. While time is wasted.
Oh, Zed's down here and Nunu's down here.
Danger, danger.
Huge. Ignite as well. Should be dead. Nice. Another bomber. Should be dead. Nice. Okay. Holy shit, we saved the Gnar there as well. That was so clean. Saving the Gnar was so good. I'm going to roam to Herald.
On my way.
My ulti has too low of a cooldown.
Retreat from the dragon.
My ulti has way too low of a cooldown, I swear.
Make haste.
Your team has slain the enchanted ensemble.
Time.
The enchanted ensemble has been summoned in mid-lane.
I can keep tanking. I have ulti on me.
First turret destroyed.
Big. I had ulti on me. As soon as the volley bed dives on me, I just ulti myself. Really, really big. Nice roam as well.
Already there.
Oh, true. Wait, you're right. You can fire projectiles faster. 60% faster on Jin ulti with W. Holy. Wait, that's going to be kind of insane. Hey, look how much quicker fucking Q is as well. Wait, use W in 2 seconds. I want to see how quick W is. I don't, not okay. Well, that was too early. Oh, shit. Okay, ulti didn't save. They're fucking all 5 top. They're all 5 top lane, man. They're all 5 top lane. What is this?
Double kill.
They're all 5 top lane. It's fine. We got bot lane tower for it. I tried to save the Jin with my ulti, but it was enough. I don't actually need Ardent this game because I have a Jin. I mean, actually, Ardent's good for like Gnar and Urgot, to be honest. I could just get Staff second. That's so sad, actually. I'm really close for ulti. I'm really close for ulti. Oh, nice. We're winning.
Double kill.
Nice. Good job.
Shut down. Middle turret is under attack.
Get tower here.
Enemy turret destroyed.
I didn't ulti in time. Bro, that's so sad. Oh my god, the bomber! Holy shit, the bomber. Keep going, keep going. Woohoo! The bomber. Holy, the double stun. I can't W you. Well, unlucky. I can't fucking target someone with my W. Just auto locks. I guess Lux is too low on HP. Fuck it, we still go in. I still have ulti. Fuck it, we have balls. Holy! Oh, we're popping. Oh, baby, we're popping. Holy moly. Oh, shit, Zilean's so much fun. We don't end. We don't end. Go dragon here. I'm gonna reset. Yeah, the double cut, the W auto costs. Wait, I don't know if it's nearest or lowest. It doesn't say. My blind, it doesn't say. Oh, it says nearest. Wait, I think it's the nearest. Oh, it is nearest. So I basically have to sit on fucking Jhin if I want it to go on Jhin. Which is kind of annoying. Wait, the bomber? Oh shit, that's bad. I ulti myself. Holy shit, I'm a genius. Oh my god, I ulti myself. You can't kill me, Vayne. Oh, she flashed the wrong way as well. You can't kill me, buddy. Wait. I'm coming for the fucking Nunu. He walked on top of the bomb. He walked on top of the bomb. Hey, don't end. Hey, 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 no ending, no ending, no ending. Not fun. Not fun. Not fun. Hello, not fun. Not fun. Not fun. Not fun. I have to sit on you. I can't aim. I can't aim at you. I can't fucking aim who my W hits. And I keep spamming it anyway on cooldown. I'm spamming it for the movement speeds. Fuck the projectile speed. The movement speed's broken. Nice ulti. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, not had ulti, man. I had ulti on you. I had ulti. I had ulti on Nar. Why'd he jump away? Oh my god, the bomber is so huge. Wait, bomber? Oh, we got him again. We got him again, chat. Holy shit. Man. I go ulti now. Ulti now for fun. And I W you. Go. Hello? It's not even that much faster. Wait, isn't that just the same? I ultied you. Oh my god, I saved the fucking thingy again. Wait, didn't that just look the exact same projectile speeds? Oh, that is not good. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're getting absolutely destroyed, chat. I'm still... I have movement speeds. I have movement speeds. Can we do something? I don't think we can do anything. I have ulti again. have to make sure I just don't die to ulti. Oh, we hit him. We hit the Lulu. I still have ulti. I have like no mana though. This is so much fun. No, he killed me. He focused on me, but I saved the Jhin, so it's worth it. Lux, what are we doing? Lux, what are we doing? Lux? I don't know what Lux is doing. Oh, that does not look good. Oh, that does... Oh, that does... Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. Oh, the Gnar ulti. Wait, I think Zed kills him, though. Okay, okay, okay. That's... Oh, dodged. Zed, are we good? Okay, right, GG's. That was fun. That was so much fun. This champion feels so nice. Just being able to ulti someone and get them back alive is so great. So fun. GG's. How much damage did we do this game? Actually, I think the projectile speed on Jhin ulti doesn't work. I guess it doesn't count as a projectile. I don't know. Because I W'd you. Oh my god, how the fuck do you say that? I used 2 on you, and it didn't increase. It didn't increase the projectile speeds. I think Zilean is I think Zilean is so different in Wild Rift than PC League. So different. Like the movement speed you get on W is just, I think you're just playing enchanters sorry, you're playing hyper carries with Zilean. You play hyper carries with Zilean, you just press ulti and it's just GG. It's just GG. But also, I probably should be using my bombs more in lane phase, so then you can use your W. I guess. That's also probably another way you can work about it. How much healing and shielding did I do this game? 12k, not a lot. Not a lot of healing and shielding, but man, the bombs this game were on point. On point. Love it.